Blog Talk Radio.
This Blog Talk Radio show is supported and paid for by LaCosa Nostra Radio. All expressed views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of LaCosa Nostra Radio and its leadership.
Hello, and welcome to LaCosa Nostra Radio, when broken hearts bleed. And without further ado, here's your host, Racontuer.
JCA. And that was JCA. He's the one that does all the heavy lifting that way I could stand here and look good. We got a lot of good poetry tonight. Really simple topic, at least I thought so. Date night. Dates can go good, dates can go bad. Dates can be fruit on a tree. Let's see where it took us. We got a whole bunch of poems lined up tonight, and I'm sure we got a couple of callers. Let's start letting people in the door before we start reading.
Okay. Let Selwa in the door. How about that?
Hello, everyone. Hello,
Bonsoir.
Raconteur JCA. Bonsoir, Raconteur. Oh, well, beautifully said. Raconteur, where's Boo? She can see Raconteur. How's everyone?
Yeah, well, Saturday night and none of us have dates, so there we go.
That's funny.
Did it pour by you?
Oh, it's pouring all day. I'm just actually yesterday and today. I was at work, but it was cold actually. It's getting cold. Tomorrow is going to be only in the 50s. Tonight it's in the close to 50s too. Actually, it is in the 50s, so it's kind of getting cool.
Yeah, I
do you hear any sound because I have machines in my house? like running the humidity. Can you hear any sound, or is it okay? The backyard.
Right now
okay,
you're perfect.
Sounds good.
I use my good earbuds, so that's good. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. Military J. if you make a noise, he'll mute you.
What? Me? No, never. Okay. Let's keep to the phone lines and let's get a little shot of brandy.
What's going on, y'all? Bonsoir. Here we go again.
Bonsoir, Brandy again. Hello again. my neighbor.
Yes, homegirl.
It looks like we got Momo and Linda on the board. Say hi to them.
How about we get Linda on the phone?
Hi, Momo.
No.
Hey, hi everybody.
Linda, my Linda.
Hi Momo. Hi Sal.
Hello,
How are you, my
Linda?
darling?
I have a headache, but hopefully being here will go away.
Have some coffee, it makes it go away.
Sometimes. A shot of brandy.
Yo.
Yeah.
Get a shot of brandy. It'll go away.
You don't want none of my
I do a teaspoon of instant coffee and regular coffee, and my headache is gone in 3 sips.
You want?
If I drink coffee now, I'll stay up. Sorry, go ahead, Brandy.
Poetry and health tips.
If I have coffee now, I'll stay up until next day. I won't sleep. So no coffee for me.
So I was trying to take a look at who's on the topic board today. Who wrote for me? I think you did, Brandy?
This is actually, believe it or not, I'm a total virgin to your shows. This is my first time. Yes, I'm a virgin to your show for the first time. So this is my very first time.
So funny.
First time
You're popping her cherry.
God. Don't give me free reign like that.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm doing what Boo would normally say, so there you go.
As long as it's in season, we're okay. You can't be popping them before they're ripe. We get in trouble that way. Are you in a rush, Sally? You got a headache? You need to read and write?
No, I'm gonna stay. I need to relax. It's just been crazy week for me, so I'm gonna stay. I think.
I don't know how relaxing we're gonna be. We get a little wild, We let our hair down.
I got braids.
I know Momo had to go the first hour. I don't know if we want to lead off with her. I do have her audio.
That's great.
Yeah, let's play her. Let's play her first. That's a good idea. If you guys don't mind, we'll start off with Momo, and she's probably singing for us. So.
Let me see. Okay, there we go. This is Dance Like Strangers.
That night, had a dream, so I drove a boy there said, aged 24. The eyes spoke as if they are dead. They need a girl to talk through the night. That night, had a dream, so I drove, dancing with a stranger in the rain. Some years back, we talked whole days. With time passed by, the eyes have closed, and now the pages see no words. Like the strangers, we meet no more. That night, had a dream, so I drove a boy there said, aged 24. That night, had a dream, so a metro, dancing with the stranger in the rain. The album of our lives has no more songs for the night of the rain. It calls one more stop, and now the train, no more trips. Let's dance like strangers in the rain. Just a dream, had a dream, so a metro. A boy this at ages 24. That night, had a dream, so a metro. Dancing with the stranger in the rain.
Wow.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I mean, yeah, you can really, I mean, like how you carry the tune. I like the idea of dancing in the rain. I want to say, though, if someone's dreaming while you're on a date with them, nah, I understand this is a dream about a date, or, you know, a date with a stranger to be, in fact. It's a beautiful thought and beautifully executed, and I love the way you sang it. Nothing more I could really say than, you know, I really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing this with us tonight. Let me get you a couple more comments. Who's jumping up and down over there? Is that Wayne? Oh, okay, Sal.
All of us.
Linda,
all of us.
I got everybody wrong. Okay.
All of us are jumping
There's
up
no
and down.
Waynes here. The only guy here is me and Jay. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Go ahead, Sal. If you softly.
I love her. So it makes me dreamy. Let's sing it together. So beautiful. She had such a beautiful voice, so serene. It really made me dreamy, actually. I love everything about it. Her singing, it's so enchanting. I feel like she took us into one magical land where we see two dancing under the rain. And it's back in time, some years back. Just the time passed by, the eyes have closed. So I just can't explain how I love this. I truly enjoy it, like deep inside. I have these crazy dreams too about strangers. So it speaks to me. I know. I really believe her, because I have these crazy dreams about strangers that I never seen in my life. Peaceful like this, and beautiful and platonic. I just love it. Actually, I commended it to be on the pending. I already put it there because it's so beautiful. I just adore it. Momo, you have talent, my dear. Incredible. Wow.
Thank you so much. Linda, can you comment, please?
Yes, I would love to comment for the beautiful Momo. I just loved hearing you sing that. Your voice was so sweet. My sister, you have such texture in your voice. Your memories are spoken of. It's such an ardent form. They put and it's so put together. It was like the memories were embraced by life, and the way you worded this was in such a sweet way. I loved it to death, Momo. Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you for your comment, Linda. And Brandy, can you comment, please?
You know, I've heard this for the past 2-3 days now. So it's nothing new to me. I just read it earlier today in another group, and it never goes wrong. I love it still. I love the softness of it and all that stuff. And, you know, it's like I lost count how many times I've heard it and read it and heard it, and I still like it. You know?
Kind of haunting you, huh?
Yeah, it's a curse. It's a target on my forehead and my ears.
Thank you, Brandy. And Jay, you can have the last word on this one.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. You know, the way that she put it together and the way that she sang it, I think that it was just a perfect way to start this off. there was that airy feeling to it that you could feel, that you could see, that you could be part of, and I think that that just added to the overall message of it itself. I love the presentation, the arrangement. It was spot on, and just an amazing job. Great job, Momo. Yes, we did play you first thing. There you go.
It was beautiful, and you mentioned the composition of it and whatnot. It kind of felt a little like a Disney soundtrack almost, something that would appear in one of their movies by Pixar or one of those.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Beautiful, beautiful song. Okay, let's go to I guess Linda next. You feel like reading, Linda, or you want to wait till later?
No, sure do.
All right, I'm getting.
Sign me up.
You're signed up. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't see that link in my.
What happened to my poem?
That's because you just dropped it, Brandy.
No, in my top board, I went to it in my topic, and it sent me back to the main page. I don't know why, though.
Okay, this one's for you, Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that you would love this poem. This is called Intoxicated by Liquid Damage. It goes like this. First, a glance from across the room, then a smile. You approach so suave and sit down beside me. You reach out for my hand, and I pull back, reluctant to give you an opening. Yet. You asked if I'd like something to drink. I replied yes with an innocent drawl, so as not to be overly wanting. You call over to the waitress and whisper in her ear. Keeping secrets, I say? He nods his head and laughs a bit. Just wait, you'll see, is what he said. Then we sat back, looking into each other's eyes. I remember your eyes were so very blue, a Mediterranean blue. They hypnotized me. We searched each other's souls till the waitress returned with our drinks and one long-stemmed, very red rose. How romantic, I thought, but just a tad cliché. I said thank you. This time when he reached for my hand, I replied in kind, and we sat holding hands and sipping our drinks. My name is Kristen, I said to him, just to break the silence. Then I winked at him, letting him know I was pleased. He replied his name was Marcus and returned the wink, which sent a thrill through my heart. As we sat back at the table, he, after several moments, moved his hand down my lap, massaging my thighs with his strong hands. I was surprised at first, but after a moment enjoyed the feel of his gentle touch. My eyes rolled back into my head and I sighed. Just then I mentioned that I needed to be excused to the ladies' room, not just to relieve myself, but to catch my breath. I was finding myself quite excited by his touch. When I was done, I exited the ladies' room and stopped to adjust myself when, from behind, I was grabbed. It didn't take very long to realize it was Marcus. His strong arms wrapped around me and his kiss on the back of my neck, which indeed gave me thrills up my spine. I tried to turn, but he held me so tight that all I could do was surrender in his arms, and I liked it. After several moments, he spun me around and continued to kiss me on the mouth at first, his soft tongue inviting its way past my yearning lips to dance with my tongue in revelry. Then his kisses lingered, then down my neck to my collarbone, where at that point I became like putty in his hands. Just then the lights started blinking to announce that the music would start soon, so we walked back to our table hand in hand. Then the music started to play, fast at first, too fast to dance to, so we waited at our oasis in the dark and listened. The anticipation of dancing with him became overwhelming. My thighs trembled and my heart pounded with delight. We listened till the perfect song was being played. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. So we danced, or actually we made love on the dance floor. He twirled me fast into his arms, then slid his hands down my body, then back up again while I played with his luscious ebony hair. He held me so tight by the small of my back I could feel his thunder, and by this time he was sweating as a manly musk that lingered in my nose for a while. He was sweating, I was glistening, we were gleaming. And not knowing anybody else was watching, we touched each other in heavenly bliss. We danced to the beat of a different drummer. Then song after song, we continued our mating rituals. We shook and gyrated about the floor and kissed each other sweetly, then not so sweetly. And I was intoxicated by you, and our lust became more than we could handle. And then the music stopped, and I sighed. In poem.
Before I comment on this, hold on. I'm gonna tell you something, Linda. Something happened to me that made me so mad. And Jay, even you gonna say, "Oh no," on this one. The fellas, you gonna say, "Oh no." I was getting my yum-yums. One problem: the dude I was getting my yum-yums from called me another woman's name. I closed up shop and told him to get the hell out of my house.
Told that story already.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm not sure I got it.
I was getting my goods, a booty call.
Oh.
And he called me by another woman's name. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, here's a little something for Linda, right? Here's a little something for Linda. Hold on.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not even go there. I'm still upset about that incident.
By the way, the boss is in the house. The boss is in the house. Everybody. Hi.
I got a question for y'all too.
Linda brought her in with her poem. I'm just kidding.
I got a question about y'all Sunday show too. I don't know if there's gonna be a Sunday show or not.
Nope, not this Sunday.
Okay, I'll talk to you about that later, Brandy.
Okay, I was just wondering. But
Open poetry.
Linda.
All right, Linda, this is exactly what I was looking for in the sense of, classy, not trashy. I was worried you were going to go over the line at the bathroom there, but you kept it nice, and it was wonderfully steamy. All the tantalization of a nice date, the flirting back and forth, and the connection. I think. Is what came through more than anything between the two of you. You weren't like trying to beat him off. You weren't turned off. Maybe you were trying to beat him off on the dance floor, but that's another story. Wrong show. Anyway, I really appreciated. I really appreciated the orchestration of this. It was very well executed. The idea of the dancing and the cliche rose. Some people, find that gentlemanly and a little old-fashioned, but, as cliche as it is, sometimes it works and it's appropriate and sometimes it doesn't.
It's still romantic.
Yes.
And that's a question of knowing your audience, too, I think. Let me get you a couple of comments. Since you've heard the male voice over here, let me give you another male voice. Jay, would you like to comment for Linda?
Oh, absolutely. This is hot. This is steamy. This is right up kind of something that is kind of dreamy. It falls in those fantasy lanes of, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Could this really be? And sometimes it falls like that. and it's just something that we got to take. So this is it's quite a brilliant piece, and it is an amazing story.
Thank you,
Great.
Jay.
And,
That's cool.
We've got someone else on. Hold on one second. We got someone else on the phone. Someone from the South. Someone from just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's hear it for Becky.
Becky.
Oh, hello, Becky.
Hello. I got to drive.
Hey.
I guess
Good to be here.
Yay.
It's good
How are
to
you?
hear
It's so good to hear you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
and I'm not going to be able to shut everybody up. They're all going to be trying to talk to you, Becky. How are you?
Becky is love.
Yeah, I don't want to monopolize things, but I'll be here and talk for a while.
Yay.
Don.
Well, we appreciate you calling. We love it when you do. Thank you. Thank you for writing. We were just getting comments from Linda. I know you probably didn't hear it, but I was going to ask the next comment because she mentioned that she brought it for Brandy. So did you want to comment, Brandy?
Yes. The point is that I have to agree. Marvin Gaye, right on. You know, you can't go wrong with Marvin Gaye. But then again, you got, Al Green. You got two heavy hitters right there. But I'm glad you wrote that because I was like, I wanted to read it before I give commentary, but I always wait till my show to give commentary. And it sucked that I couldn't get the link to work on my topic board, but I got it to work here for this show. And I was listening to it, and I was like, okay. I love that you didn't take, that you didn't push it. Like he said, classy. You kept it classy enough where you kept some things to the imagination. And I'm going to send you a link to my poem because it's SoundClouded to YouTube. But I'm not going there with that. But you're going to wonder what the world was I thinking. But it's
because earlier today I heard that you had a show on Saturdays. So I looked you up and
first Saturday of every month.
That's what I did get. So I did put my poem in on your link for that show.
And I clicked on it, and it didn't. And then it went to the homepage. I was like, what?
Huh.
We'll check out the link. We'll check out the link. So that's something we'll take care of.
Yeah. But I'm gonna send you the link. Let me follow you first. But yes. But back to the poem. It was classy. It was not trashy. You kept enough intrigue where it says, I'm not going to show this part or that part. You kept it to, you got, for crying out loud, you got the word gyrating. But you kept it classy enough where everybody got the snippet of what you were saying.
Right.
Keep it up.
That's what I was looking for.
I want to see more. I want to see more of you. I want to see more of you on my show.
She's getting more into the sensual. You're getting good at it. You're getting good at that. That's smut. And then
watch this space. Hey, Boo, can you comment for Linda?
Yes, I've been waiting. As this is Linda, you're getting more comfortable writing the sensual stuff. I think it's like maybe it's a little bit fun for you. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're having fun with it, and that's always good to see that. This is like sort of like that fantasy thing that you hear, love at first sight. Maybe it's like when their eyes first met and that whole dramatic thing. But not more than that, what got me about the poem is the way that you read it and the love in your voice. So much conviction, so much soul, I thought. And that made the poem even better because I know how you feel about your husband, and you could tell without even just by listening to you, I think. And I like how you told your story. I thought it was good to learn about you, and it's romantic, and you're still together, so that's a good news.
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely
thank you so much.
True love happens sometimes.
I'm not going to say nothing to my poem. I won't let her listen till I don't know what might happen with her husband, but I feel sorry for her husband then. But yes, I'm keeping quiet now.
And let's get the conservative view from Salwa. Did she go too far, or how was it? How'd you enjoy this?
Yes, Salwa.
I went quiet.
Okay. Linda,
No, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, you know.
Oh, no, it's whatsoever. No, Linda.
Oh, leave her alone.
Telling is incredible. Whatever story you share with us is really captivating. I start speaking fast, sorry. As we were watching a teeny scene from a romantic movie. And Linda, one naughty, but classy.
Thank you, Salwa. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was
Talk about
I liked it too.
It's just a little break from my rhymey. It's a little break from my rhyme stuff.
You have such a great talent of telling stories. You have a really great talent to tell stories. You really do. Captivating. Whatever story you tell us, you captivate us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Salwa.
I never knew you had that side of you to begin with.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandy.
Linda. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome, you guys.
I see Laughing Soul on the board, so let's put her up next.
All right.
You forgot Becky.
I do have an audio for her, so I'll go grab that.
All right.
Did you want to comment before that gets read, Becky?
I'm sorry, I didn't get enough of the poem to be able to comment, but I will go back and read it, Linda. Yeah, definitely. I think it sounded
read it with your slow Southern drawl, and it'll come out perfect.
That sounds dangerous.
But not too much drawl.
The way you read it was good. Yeah. The way you read it was excellent.
She's been reading since she was knee high to a grasshopper, so.
That's right.
Hey, Linda. I remember when I was that tall.
Of course.
But Linda, you wouldn't think of Linda to read that kind of poem, but you read it well, and you wouldn't really think of her at first. You wouldn't be the first person you go to. You'd think, no offense, Linda. I mean, it's essential, but perfect, spot on.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So it was I caught the tail end of it, and I'm not sure whether Linda said, "Be careful not to drool or to drawl." I think I'll probably do that.
Very cute.
Okay, here's the audio.
Valentine I once knew. I have been dreaming of a rainfall crimson, rose petals from the skies. A February I had dreamt when mooned over by your deep, sultry eyes. Was it Venice, the lovesome gondola ride, or the islands of Santorini when our hearts did collide? I still remember you asking me, will you be my Valentine? I still remember you asking me, forevermore, darling, will you be mine? I still remember that whiff of your tantalizing cologne, teasing my senses, unfurling my petals, giving way to all inhibitions of mine. Oh, I still remember that Valentine. I have been dreaming of falling in love all over again. I have been dreaming of the love I knew when it was raining roses, when I was
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was. It made me feel like it was still February. I mean, wow. You did an amazing job with this. I really like the story behind it, and you know, the idea of falling in love again, and someone kind of awakening your heart all over again, and you know, it's that dream that you know, romantic chase. You know, it kind of always dangles there right in front of you, and it feels like you're never going to catch that. And when it feels like you're going to have that realization, it does something to you. It really does. It's so moving and touching, and you captured all of that in this piece very beautifully. I really enjoyed it very much. Let me get a couple of comments for you. Let's start with Linda. Any comments for G?
Yes, I do. Get down, my beautiful soul sister. You have had a significant vision with your Valentine as your muse. And what a lovely vision you have had, full of love and romance. You have incorporated such love in this poem for another that it gives me shivers as I read it and as you read it. I wish that the music wasn't so loud behind you, because it was hard to hear your voice at certain times. And your voice is so pretty when you read your poems. But I got the gist of it, and I'm just enamored by this poem. Thank you, my soul sister.
And thank you for commenting, Linda. Becky, can you comment for Linda, please? For Linda, I'm sorry, for Mom. Jesus, too many people. Okay, I'm confused. I need more coffee.
It's good to have a good group like that, so you do get confused. But yes, I would be honored to, because Laughing Soul is a new poet to me, recently anyway. I think she began to join the shows as I was leaving for a while. So I have read some of her stuff, and you know, I do keep up with the groups, whether I'm around or not. I do keep up with you guys, and so I'm so glad to have heard this tonight, because first of all, I want to say your voice is beautiful. It's musical, lyrical, so suited to reading poetry. And this poem in particular, the love poem, when I think of the emotions or adjectives or things that you might use to describe a love poem, there's many different kinds, the sensual and the hot and the driven. But to me, the true love poem is soft. And that's what this is. And so it goes with your voice so well. The softness, the one line that really jumped out at me was the roses raining. I think the imagery is fantastic in that, because not only you get the softness, what's softer than a rose petal? So your theme goes through. But the scent, it made me think of that beautiful rose scent if you have a lot of rose petals. So everything about this is just elegant, and I'm really glad to have heard it tonight.
Beautiful comment, Becky. You know, it's funny you mentioned her voice, because I was thinking the same thing. The quality of it that I think I picked up on finally this time. It's the crisp enunciation of her words. I had mentioned it to her once online, and she mentioned that she had a British upbringing. So I guess that's partly where the accent comes in. But I mean, it's like you said, it's beautiful. It was a beautiful read, and comment too. Thank you, Becky. Jay, can you comment for G?
Yeah, this is an absolute wonderful poem. I love the mention of the gondolas in Venice, because I have actually been to Venice, and I have seen those gondolas. Never been in a gondola, but I did get to go in some of the. They got little taxi boats there that I got to go in one time, which I thought was the coolest thing in the world. And I absolutely love that mention of Venice in there. And I think that that there's a lot of her experiences that she puts in this with Venice, with Santorini, or with whatever you want to put in there. And I think this is a wonderful dream, a wonderful feel to it, and I think she did an amazing job.
Yeah, she definitely did. I'm going to start limiting comments because it's getting a little nuts. Let me get the last comment from Sawa, and then I'll put you up on the board next.
Oh, I love she's writing. Excuse me. She is just such an emotional person. I mean, her words express, like, it reflects who she is. And I agree with everyone who reads. It's so sweet and gentle. I really love it, and I love the same exact line that Becky picked on, because it showed the delicateness and the tenderness. So passionate, beautiful read, romantic. I love also Venice, and just, I know the repetition of dream made it so dreamy. I know today's dreamy poems like Momo and then Linda, and they're just so dreamy, beautifully done and romantic.
Hey, Rack, we got a lot of people on the line right now, and I got to bring them all in.
All right.
All right. First of all, let's bring in Cindy. Hello, Cindy. How you doing?
Hey, Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Cindy.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
I know she's there. I can see her. And oh wait, no, that was, or was that Sky? I get those two mixed up. Oh yeah, you're there. And this time it's Sky.
Hey, Sky.
Hello?
Full house.
Hello?
Okay, who do I got? I'm all over the place.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Cindy.
All right. We're all good.
Okay.
That's me. Whatever.
All right. And lastly, but not leastly, hello, sweet.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello.
Hello, Princess Sweet.
How is everyone?
Hi.
We were waiting to start pouring until you got here.
That's right.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, we got it.
We're about to put Stella up on the board.
All right, and I do have a sound cloud for Stella.
This is stellar.
And here we go. Wait, hold on for 1 second. Who is that area code 603?
You had it right. I said hi.
Hi. Oh, hi, Sky. I'm all mixed up. Sorry. Because, yours and Cindy's are so close to each other. I'm hearing voices. Sorry, it's in my own head. Okay, here's Salas.
Take your minute.
The sky is calling.
I love poems, a rendezvous. One day, she invited him to her little place in the countryside. Her alarm went off at 6 a.m. Her menu à la carte, written since yesterday, even though she already knew what he would choose. Italian meal, meatballs with fresh minced meat, rotisserie grilled with pomegranate sauce, almond amarati, strawberry cake with cream. He was at her door at 6 p.m., dressed so elegantly, with her favorite bouquet of wild red roses. She chose from a la carte. They ate and listened to Andrea Bocelli. He asked if she will dance. She was dressed in her favorite midi white dress, said yes with her shyly smile. They stepped outside in her garden of roses. He wrapped her eyes with her little brown scarf. He held her tight with command. From her elbow with his fingertips, and tossed her up high in the sky. He could hear her enchanted laughter. Suddenly, the azure sky turned gray. The long rows pointed like weapons, plied and aimed her heart in a matter of seconds. He heard her scream. He jumped out of the bed with his dream. His whole body sweating, his muscles wrinkled, shaking. No, did I kill her with my romance? Dreams are strange sometimes. End of poem.
Wow.
Oh my God, she put the Godfather theme in the background.
Salwa.
I tell you the secret. Hold on.
That was amazing.
I tell you the secret. It's that like words. What is it? A bank I had to use a while back. There was from I think, or maybe actually Sweet Pea. I can't remember. No, that. That's what it was. I think. Okay.
Yeah, Deb's notorious for a word bank. Thank you, Salwa. I love the unexpected twist in this. And what was it? Roses like daggers, Lou? Oh, beautiful, beautiful imagery. I mean, it's so easy to visualize, and yeah, there's been times when I've wanted to take a flower to someone and give them the thorn den. That's for sure. You try and just do give a nice gesture to someone, and they kind of, yeah. I mean, but this is beautiful from the beginning. The implied intimacy of I already knew what he wanted, before he even came over, and as the evening went on, it took a bit of a turn. This is beautiful. Well done and unexpected. So you surprised me a little bit, Salwa. I mean, I knew you were a versatile writer, but I kind of wasn't expecting it. So I really appreciated that. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sweet Pea, what'd you think of this little ditty? And I have to come up here so we can see it.
I thought it was gorgeous. I loved the storyline. I loved that he was so elegantly dressed at 6 p.m. And I loved that the sky, the color of the sky, but I also loved the long rows pointed like weapons. I love that line, especially from you, Salwa. And I like that, did I kill her with my romance? His whole body sweating. I like that you put that intensity in it, because usually you're so very soft and loving, but I like the intensity at the end. I thought it was beautifully done.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
I like the little darkness.
I'm sure you do.
Just a little. I think darkness is their happy place. Can we get one more comment? Well, maybe more than one. Let's see. Who else we got? Who's me?
That's me. Liquid
okay,
Damage.
Linda, go ahead.
Yes, my Salwa, you have once again just enticed me with the beauty of this poem. You have done such a lovely job on this. I love that the double entendre from it. It's like a backward poem. I loved how you intertwined this poem, and the end of it. Oh God, it was like a Shakespearean love story. Just the pain of that rose stabbing her heart. I just can't. I mean, the prompt, the picture prompt is, you wrote to that so extremely well. I don't think anybody else could have written anything better. You really did a fine job on this, Salwa. I love you so much.
Thank you so much, Linda. I love you too.
You're welcome.
I get a comment from Sky.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was excellently done. I got to hear this one before, so this is like a double treat. I get to hear it again. You made me really hungry at the beginning. I saw that strawberry cream and the rotisserie grilled and pomegranate salt and the meatball with fresh minced meat. I'm really quite hungry now. There was such wonderful details in this, and I really think that's what really, really made it stand out for me. As yes, if she will dance, she was always dressed in her favorite midi white dress. There's the color of the dress, it being her favorite. All those tiny little nuances, all those little tiny details really create a wonderful foundation for the story that when by the time you're done, it means something to you, and it moves you in a certain way where something washed over couldn't. So really, really well done.
Thank you so much, Sky.
And I'll get the last one on this.
Hungry.
No,
sure,
that's a good thing. Any emotion that you bring out at Salwa is a good one, and hunger is definitely an emotion, especially in this place. I'll get the last comment on this poem from Becky, and then we'll put her up on the board.
Cool. Salwa, what I loved so much about this was the storytelling. It seemed to me, now I've been away for a while, but this seems a little different venture for you. And you did a wonderful job. It's like a short story. And that's one of my favorite genres. That's what I started out writing, was the short story. And this is that captured in a poetic way. But you took us through every step. The details are amazing. You set the stage, the scenery, the emotions for this just wonderful scene. But then you give us that twist in the end, and that's the beauty of the storytelling, is that you catch us at the end. So you did a wonderful job.
Thank you so much, Becky. So happy you're here.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Rack, when I saw your thing, I could not resist at a chance to read this particular poem, and it fit so well. I have so much fun reading it. It's not because it's any kind. It makes me laugh, and I enjoy it not because of any degree of greatness, but because it's so different. It's so out of step for me. I know my walks through the forest and my wild horses and my children, but this was just so different for me, and it makes me giggle. So I thought I would give myself a laugh because I really do need it. And this is called 7 Drinks, and I think I'm in control.
I love it. You go, girl.
Okay. We huddle in his handmade man cave after the sudden downpour. Mud pie sky leaking through cracks in the roof slats and strings of aqua diamonds beating across the ceiling. He slips me a potion of rain and pink champagne. One drink and my head is reeling. One blink and the shed becomes a circus ring. His bed a trampoline, diamond raindrops flashing big top lights. Ringmaster and his acrobat in flight. 2 drinks of pink bubbly, glasses clink, and I think I'm a sea nymph, wet and wild and aching to glide on a water park ride. My body, his body, my slippery slide. I pull the zipper, he inflates. 10, 9, 8, splash down, face first. 3rd goblet of brain hobbling nectar. I'm a Halloween specter, a wobbly goblin embalmed in his sheets, breathless and bobbing for a bite of his Adam's apple. Fourth drink, and a star is born. Pole dancing necromancer, a strip-teasing prancer in see-through chemise, twirling 2 tata tassels. A little elation before consummation. Last 5, I'm kicking ass. Pigtailed country lass coming fast to the call of his bullhorn. By pink drink number 6, I'm a freaking dominatrix with pearl-pierced parts, massaging rock-hard thighs and scolding my roped and blindfolded man. Wearing just a smile and my cherry red thong, a skin-pinching, hair-wrenching, pussy-willow-tickling, quarter-inch camouflage.
Bravo!
I can hardly get through it.
You know, Becky, if I didn't love you before, Becky, I certainly love you now. That was amazing. I love every little detail in this. It was hysterical. I think I heard it once before, and I'm ashamed that I didn't comment on it because, wow. I mean...
Miss Becky.
Wow. This is
Cheers,
incredible.
Becky.
Thank you. I took a walk on the wild side that day.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
What were you drinking?
It doesn't matter. It could have been ice water. It's like she's just...
Becky knows what's up. Becky knows what's up.
Yeah, it was fun. I read this once in a while just to get the laugh. You know, like the freaking dominatrix. I'm going like, where the hell did that come from?
You know, I won't say unwanted, but the side effect of this, Becky, I don't know if you realize it or not, is, you know, you're mentioning the song and everything. People are going to visualize that now. So,
yeah.
You dancing.
Yeah.
I got pictures, images of you dancing in a song in my head now. So, there you go.
Yep. That's part of the problem. I'm afraid people visualize all of this.
Can I? Who else wants to buy Becky a drink?
Very
Are you still
cool.
with this thing?
No, that's where restraining orders come from.
I'm a huckleberry.
There you go.
Are you still with this
I
thing?
would have it with you. Linda.
I would love to have a drink with you.
Oh, me too, Linda. That
we
would be
could
fun.
get into some trouble.
Yeah, we would get in real trouble, that's for sure. It would be fun.
Yeah,
I don't know what would happen. If I had that 8th drink, I don't know what would happen.
I'm looking at the 7.
Yeah.
Sounds
I've
like
never
you're
had
drinking.
7 drinks would actually probably kill me. So it is a bit of an exaggeration.
That's okay. We all exaggerate when we get drunk.
That's right.
Okay. Well, let's get Becky a couple of comments. Come on, guys. Cindy, you still with?
Cindy.
Is this supposed to be me?
Yes.
Okay, Becky, you have a personal invitation over to my house. They've seen you at... What happens at 11? And everybody here is musical, so you might just do a striptease. But seriously, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. I'll tell you, like I told Boo, don't invite me to your house. I'll show up.
Well, go ahead and show up. You'll be a lot of fun. If this is what you write, you'll be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
It would.
And I know Scott has got something to say on this one.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my God! That she got me blushing. I don't even know what's happening.
I got the whole group messed up.
I'm tongue-tied. I don't even know what to say. This is just so brilliant. Congratulations on your gold from Kevin, by the way. This is just, I love the way you say things, and you're just, it's so brave and so bold. I would not be able to say some of those things.
Yeah.
But
you mean like being a dominatrix?
Yes. Oh my God, that wasn't so bad. I think it was down. I think it was down in the last stanza, the third line up. I don't know.
Yeah. I know it. When I read it, sometimes I go, "Did I really write that?"
No.
Oh, you know it's the poem when you don't remember writing it.
Oh my goodness.
That's her excuse, right?
Beautiful.
Right.
You stay on this beautiful line of sensuality and raw heat and explicit so wonderfully without ever going over that line quite over it, but you're right on the edge, like you're looking down and ready to take the plunge. So I think that it was just the metaphors in this were absolutely brilliant. The intertwine of the rhyme in the free verse was just so wonderful. I love when you do that, and I was just like I'm like ready for each drink, and I said in the authors, I said in the comments there, you could pour me one, but I don't think I'm that one. I usually was about the third. Wonderfully done. Wonderful.
Yeah. I understand. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sky. It's so good to hear your voice. It really is good to hear you. Thank you.
Oh, Rack.
Rack, I think the boss wants to say something.
Hey, boss lady.
The door is open for you, boo.
Yeah, this is a typical first.
Me too.
No, I think this is so fun and funny, and you can come pick me up. We can go. It sounds like a blast.
Would that be a great party or what? Oh my God!
Yeah,
you know,
I can
it
handle
would be
7
like.
drinks, by the way.
That's the wrong direction, Becky. East Coast.
East Coast side.
Oh my
there
gosh!
you go. But I love that. You always think about pink champagne. I know you have other poems too. I love that touch there, and those storytellings. Often 2 drinks, a bit of bubbly. That's what starts off good and goes downhill from there, or it gets more fun depending upon who you ask. You know.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. It was so much fun. Yeah. Well, thank you.
I love it.
Well, thank you. It's great to hear all of you too, and I really appreciate all the comments. It was fun. I really needed that, y'all. Thank you.
Well, let me get you one more from Sweet. I know she's got something cute to say.
Yeah.
I'd like to comment.
I know, but Sweet's kind of in a time crunch.
Okay.
Sweet. Hey, Sweet.
Yes.
I missed you.
Yes, I've missed you too. I'm saying that if you'd like a partner, maybe we could switch off drinks, and then maybe both of us wouldn't be so drunk, and just
we could do every other weekend.
If you massage one thigh, I'll massage the other thigh, and
there you go.
Feel the pearls on his pearl-pierced parts. I'm just wondering.
Oh my God! Hey, that's my next poem. It's going to be a threesome.
Okay, I'm there with you. But maybe we do need 7 drinks each because we're friends.
Yeah.
We might want to forget. But
that's right.
I like the pushy willow tickling. I've got a crop, but I don't got nothing to tickle you with. Just saying.
Oh my God. That's so great.
Well, that's what your long red hair is for.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. That's adorable. Thank you.
I've missed you, darling.
I missed you too. I got to do this more often.
Yeah.
We agree.
Did Sky drop a poem on the board, Jay?
No, she didn't.
I'm just going to support you. I know we have a lot of people to read, so I'm just going to support you a little bit, if that's all right. But I'm not going to stay long.
No,
but I
that's
just
all right.
Hey, Ralph, can I
appreciate
comment on Becky's?
Yes, I was just trying to get the direction going. That's cool. Go ahead. Comment.
There you go. Well, Becky, 7 drinks, and I think I'm in control. It only takes me 4. What takes you so long?
I'm a late bloomer.
She's a perfectionist.
We all have our limits, Miss Becky, and your step-by-step directions to yours is hilarious. I'm like, man, you're easy. But, yeah.
Just pour me a drink. That's all I need.
There you go.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Yeah. Great.
I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you for sharing this, Becky. It was lovely.
Well, thank you.
I got a good laugh.
I enjoyed laughing very much.
Did Sweet drop one?
I did drop one.
Yes, we did drop a poem, I believe.
Well, let's put her up next so that she can put the dogs to bed or whatever it is that she does when she hangs up.
Yes, I put my dog to bed. Or do something like that. All right, date night. All right. Dress blue sharpened the color in his baby blue eyes. The sharp edge crew cut outlined his strong jaw. Their reflection in black shoes mirrored his height. Naughty wishes pursued as she blew out 21 birthday candles. Black lace played peekaboo behind innocent pink bows. Feet tap, strapped in shiny black heels. Mine wandered to garters, snapped panties and hose. 21 candles. He waited until this night. 21 seconds. Down the red lights. High school sweethearts to be lovers tonight. His roommate's gone for the weekend. He couldn't wait to kiss her sultry lips. Pulled the car into their old high school. Started with one kiss so soft and sweet. Became 2. Strong and deep, hands blue, clothes removed, windows steam, bodies gleam in pleasure release. With hungry eyes and mouths searching for more, jumped in the back seat, steam up the windows, body heat. Tap, tap, tap. Honest officer, she's 21, I swear.
Been there.
Yeah.
That was awesome, sweet. I knew you from the 21 candles. I was expecting the 21 gun salute, so that was nice. I like the direction you took with it, the tenderness, and leading right up to the cop tapping on the window. I kind of wasn't expecting that particular ending, but the age was a concern from the 21. I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. Beautiful job, again, and lovely details. The passion of that teenage romance comes through in this, in all your vivid detail. I kind of wish I knew you when you were a teenager. Well, let me get this couple of comments. What? Sawa, can you start us off, please?
What a beautiful gift for the 21 birthday, and love is wisdom. Only Sweet Pea will do that. Incredible, just amazing. Naughty wishes. You made her wishes come true. The funny thing, tap, tap, tap. Honest officers and 21, I swear. That's really hilarious. I love how it's actually very romantic and passionate, and then he turned it to this, gave us this touch of humor at the end. Beautifully done, as always. Such a pleasure to hear you read with your voice too.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And Becky, can you comment for Sweet?
Yes, I would love to. So, Sweet, here is another wonderful example of storytelling in a poem. It's so beautifully full of details that take you right there. And the thing that makes this even more special for me is because it's just like a slice out of my own life. This was a scene that I could have been in so perfectly. I can remember the details. I can remember going out and getting dressed up because we used to do that. You get in your best, in your Sunday best to go out on a date. And the guy with the slick back hair and couldn't wait to get in the car and parking somewhere. And particularly that because you parked in the high school. We had an elementary school in the neighborhood where the teenagers would park in that parking lot. So I'm going, oh, my goodness, she's telling my life. And I think that that's always so wonderful in a poem. But the details are so brilliant, so vivid, the steamed bodies, the moving hands and the soft kisses. But here again, the twist at the end is the gotcha moment, which I think is so wonderful in storytelling and poetry that has the lighter tone to it. It makes you feel so good. I just think this is wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Jay, the last comment on this one?
I'll tell you what, if it's 21 seconds, I thought you were going to go 21 seconds and it would have been very disappointing. But this is quite clever. This is quite the part, and I can hear the little tap on the window, and man, that would just absolutely suck. It's like find a better parking spot. It's like come on. If everybody else did that, and then did you really look at her credentials, her ID? Are you sure? Are you sure? Just because you put 21 candles on the cake doesn't mean she's 21 years old. That's all I'm saying. There you go.
They were high school sweethearts. They knew each other from high school.
No, the cop doesn't know that. She could have been advanced.
That's right.
She could have been advanced.
Yes.
Yes. Sweet's very advanced.
Raconteur.
Yes, dear.
What did you drink? What did you drink before the show?
Jay, I'll give you the sweet spot. You're up next.
All right, and I was just I don't know where I went with this. This was my date night one, and I just was like, well, I'm gonna just write something totally different, and I call this "Bring the Bottle." Five fingers wrapped around the whiskey glass, or 4 fingers and a thumb. Smell of her sweetness ne'er past the nose. Curve of her hips failed the eyes. Syllables became the melted ice cream. Puddle of rocky road mixed with mint chocolate chip. Door not touched by her silk hands. Table for 2 minus her foo-foo drink. Waiter, bring the bottle. End poem.
Yeah. Wow, that was one of the things I was thinking of was, that you could have, beautiful aspirations for a lovely date and then get stood up. And, that's, again, exactly what I was thinking of as one of the directions that this could go. This was great. You did an excellent job of it. I could feel the ice cream melting almost, the heat coming off your face. Bring the bottle. Yeah, I love what you did with this. It's straight to the point and unfortunately relatable. So yeah, that speaks directly to my broken heart, Jay. You did a great job. Thank you. Let me get a couple of comments. Brandy, can you comment for Jay?
Brandy had to take off, so she left. We lost her and we lost Sky, so got everybody else.
Sin, can you lift his spirits?
When do I ever lift spirits? Could anybody answer that?
When they're in a shot.
Right? Right?
So, like, my comment is, waiter, bring the bottle, bring him back 20. It all goes right out there.
Thank you, Cindy.
Is Becky still with us?
I'm with you.
Can you comment for Jay?
Yeah, Jay, your brevities are just always so masterful. I think that's very clearly one of your strengths, and I say one, but I always enjoy it. And, I love brevity. I really do, because of, the succinctness and getting a message in a few lines instead of, going on and on. You are so good at that. I wrote once about getting stood up in a restaurant. It's a sad thing. It really is. I don't know how many people have experienced it, but it's kind of a stunning moment. And I think you captured it so well. You brought the sensations of the smell and the sweetness and the positive things that you were hopeful for and expecting, and then, it's brought us down with the melted ice cream. And, the sadness of that is just palpable. And then the ending, way to bring the bottle, absolutely perfect. Just a really good job, Jay. I enjoyed this a lot.
Thank you, Becky.
You're very welcome.
It kind of brings to mind that dual-edged sword. On the one hand, you don't want to, wish that something happened, but at the same time, you got to wonder, was it me or did something actually happen? That's why.
Right. Yeah.
GP, can you comment for Jay?
Oh, absolutely. Screw the foo-foo drink, babe. You're going to smell the sweetness because I'm drinking the bottle with you.
Sleepy's ordering scotch.
Nah, whiskey. Always whiskey.
Well,
she's a real woman.
All right, Boo, real woman. Can you comment for Jay?
Yes. This is a shit. I've been stood up a couple of times, many times actually, so I know that it's I actually stood up once at a house before the chick was up. Yeah. So, that stuff, that's right up there with being told they don't love you anymore or they just fell out of love with you. There's two other ones that aren't fun. But, you get to this point where you're just kind of like, fuck it, why not? Because everything else doesn't seem to be working out. You're not, still can table 2 minus. It's like when you go out to eat alone or you even go to movies alone or anywhere, people, I have people say to me, I can't believe you do that. I can't believe you would go out alone or you go to, what's the big deal? You have to like yourself first, I think, too. And that's kind of a lesson, but it's still lonely. And, I've been there too, drinking a whole bottle to numb my pain and my hurt. So it all relates and very good, Jay, in a very short amount of time. So,
yeah.
Did you get this, Jay?
This is brand new.
Okay. Remember you're going, checking.
Linda,
I wrote it right after I went fishing.
From the fish you got. Pretty big.
Are you talking to me?
Caught my hair in the teeth.
I'll give you next comment, and then Sour was the last one after you.
Well, all I can say is maybe she has narcolepsy and couldn't make it. Because,
there you go.
Hey, I'm serious. I'm feeling that right now. I'm in and out. But, this was a desperate cry, this poem, for just the loss of something that could have been. But, you never know why somebody's standing you up. So that's why you don't have to go to the dark depths of despair. It's just, like you said, bring the bottle and let's just carry on. It's basically well said, JC.
Well, I mean, the idea.
You can't cry forever, so must have a drink. Can I? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you almost can't help going to that dark place. It doesn't really matter why. The point is, you're sitting there alone, and that's what you feel more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
So can you comment, Jay?
Yes, I love the contrast between, you really bring it to get like the sense of the poem with this contrast of those two lines. Smell of her sweetness near past the nose, curve of her hips, face the eyes. But then you say door not touched by her silk hands, table of 2 minus, her foo-foo drink. That's really brilliant. I mean, this contrast. So this says it all, and then with the waiter bring the bottle. I don't know if it's only a woman thing or a man thing. I don't drink, so I don't know if it's a woman would done the same thing, bring the bottle, or just lesson.
That's a double standard. That would have been a lush if that was the case. Yeah. What if it's a guy?
I'm not sure. I don't drink, so I don't know how would women react it with a bottle too. Or no. So that I found it really interesting. Just curious, that's all. But and the bottle is to really metaphor to just let me drink to forget the pain. Very brilliant, as always. JCA, so profound.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And Boo, I believe you're up next.
Okay.
Why don't I see you on the board?
Called,
I know you talked to him, didn't you?
It goes like this. Resonate with a melody, wings carry to distant shore. Through Mandela skyline, dreams exist once more. Hope roams free, abandoned in love's reverie. Wait for you, wait for you. Poetic lines speak of the Lord's blessing. Fierce gravitation saturates. Pray you never say goodbye. Journey written by two within radio frequencies gone by. Lessons and storms learned, respect not given is earned. Lord, expand my horizons, expand my horizons. Tattoo tapestry brands our skin. Truth and steadfast connection, intimacy is what we define. You are the definition of poetry, so can't believe that you're mine. King and queen of supernova kingdom. Content as to, with mere presence resuscitate stars. End poem.
Was that a pantun, Boo? Is that what you did?
No, it's some kind of refrain. I forget the name. I'm going to put it there, but I forgot. I'll look it up, though.
Is it a
refrain of form, but I forget the name.
It was not. I could tell you were doing the poem because of the repeating line, and you definitely don't normally do that, but you did well here. It was beautiful. The verse where you said you can't believe you're mine. That's a very relatable feeling. Especially when you first falling for someone, and you still have those rose-colored glasses. You haven't experienced anything negative yet, and you're falling in love with every little nuance, and sometimes even the flaws, and sometimes that never happens. But there's always that thought. And usually, if you're the kind of person with a positive outlook, it doesn't bother you. However it turns out, that feeling of I can't believe he's mine is more overwhelming to me personally. So I find this very, very relatable and beautifully written. You did a good job with this, Boo.
Thanks, Zach.
Paolo, can you comment for Boo?
Boo becoming the Miss Romance, the Queen of Romance. It's just, I agree with you, Raconteur. I love the repetition. It just make it, it show this longing. Wait for you, expanded my horizon, and then content as to, there's this, at the end, this thing that ends with this beautiful hope, but there's dream feeling, reverie, and where is it? Dream. I love the true Mandela skyline. Dream exists once more. Hope roam free. Every word has its weight. Just there's this gravitate to this reverie that you wish, yearning that becomes true, that becomes yours. I can speak. I'm sorry, losing my word. His mere presence, but still you feel his presence in spite of this distance. But of course, you wish for the real connection, presence. I guess I meant. Beautifully done.
Thanks,
really. I'd be interested to know what's this poem. It's really interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll tell you. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Just curious. That's all. Beautifully done, and the prompts make it very even, kind of more beautiful also.
And then.
I'm sorry, did you say that?
Linda.
Oh.
Give her a second.
Out there.
Yeah. No, I'm here. This was an intense piece, and I would have to read it again to make a good comment on it, but I see you have parts in this. Dreams exist once more. Hope roams free. Abandoned in love's reverie. Wait for you. Poetic lines speak of the Lord's blessing. That's just so pretty and strong. It's a very encompassing piece of right. But this whole thing is so very intricate, and yeah, I would want to read it again a couple of times, but not to take anything away from the poem itself. It's in depth and lovely. So, yeah, you did a great job, Miss Boo. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Do we still have Becky?
You sure do.
Comment from Miss Boo?
Yeah, Boo. Oh my goodness. So, being away for a while, I come back, and it's so wonderful to hear everyone's poetry. And with yours, it seems like your poetry is continuing to evolve and evolving in its depth. This is one of the most deep, for lack of a better word, where you have really reached down deep, and brought your emotion and crafted them into some really fine lines. But also how you have seemed to have evolved to a more hopeful, to a more positive place in life. And I do hope that's true. There were times when there was really a deep darkness in your poetry, and it was something that you could feel, when I would hear you read. And now the light shines. The repetition is just beautiful. I think repetition should be used, sparingly and used in the right places, and that's what you did. I love this style, this refrain. I don't think it's a Trajam refrain, but I'd love to know what it is. But the points where you want the emphasis, and that's where you put your repetition, and such as wait for you. That's an important part in your point in your poem. And then content as to. I just think you nailed it on this one, girlfriend. It's really, really good.
Thank you, Becky.
You're very welcome.
It starts with a T, but I forget the name. I'll look it up after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tetra
something? Tetra?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something
like that.
Oh, yes. Tertiarama. I'm not sure, but I love it. It's very musical.
Thank you.
Can I
have a
on
this too, but I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did Sweet drop?
Can I comment on?
I believe Cindy would like to comment on this.
I really would. I really like her style, and I think the title nailed it. And I want to speak to one stanza because I think when you deal with date night or anything else, and men are for Mars and women are for Venus or whatever, this is it. Fierce gravitational saturates. Pray you never say goodbye. A journey written by two within radio frequencies gone by. Lessons and storms learned. Respect not given. It is earth. Expand my horizons. Expand my horizons. Tattooed tapestry brands our skin. This is what every woman wants, and it's where they want to be. It's not a date night.
It's a lifestyle.
Thank you, Cindy. Great comment.
Well, I'm going to put Irish up next if you don't mind, Cindy, put you up.
Were you talking to me, Rack? Sorry.
No, I was saying I was asking Cindy if it was okay to put Irish Rose up next before Cindy because she's been here, and I didn't want her to think I forgot her.
You're asking me? You don't have to ask.
That's okay, Rack.
I think I feel like it's polite.
You are so polite.
I don't care if you ever put me up, but that's between me and you.
Well, I guess you'd prefer I put you down then, huh? Becky, would you mind reading for Irish Rose?
I would love to. Okay. I'll clean that up. Try to remember by Irish Rose. Beyond the beyonds, in our current moving streams, beneath the beneath, those invisible, unseen things, lie days strung out in the full sun, warm and tan, walking in memories of life, holding hands, stealing a kiss, then flashing that smile of smiles that crosses the moon's trajectory for miles and miles, heart racing and repeating beats, feelings repeat deep in a soul. Music resounds, sounds like love inside, echoing all around, in and out flowing bands, connecting heart and mind into memories held divine. Beyond the beyond where invisible things breathe, holding on those other real things that live free, singing songs in our hearts of hopeful dreams, when the reality's real, attached deep into life seems. Streaming into our being that is caught in the act of becoming. Two living humans doing life in a drama. Remember to remember, life isn't always as it seems. It is more than a black and white with intangible rings, floating through life, living beyond time, measured by an infinite presence none can deride, and all need treasure, for love is the only constant that abides. End poem.
Wow. I like this. This is another example of the repetitiveness that you were talking about earlier, Becky. I felt like, to me, almost a stream of consciousness that she's contemplating the thought of love. And, the repetition is something that she's kind of stuck on, or maybe hammering the point home. I have to, look again at some of the words that she repeated. But I thought it flowed beautifully, and the thoughts on love that she talked about were absolutely stunning. She's got a beautiful style of writing that just kind of endears me to her. I really appreciate this. I thought it was beautiful. You read it, Becky. Did you want to comment first?
I would. I really enjoyed reading that. I really enjoyed the musical quality of it. It was a pleasure to read. I like how she did this. Beyond the beyonds, beneath the beneath. Remember to remember. That's a haunting but really entrancing theme I've never even thought about, but the way she did it is so fine. The internal rhyme and some in rhyme too, it just seems to flow. The moon's trajectory, phrases like that kind of stop and catch your breath. Singing songs in our hearts. Here's another, the reality's real. I love that. And as I was reading it, I was thinking to myself, my mind trying to keep up with my mouth, and how wonderful some of these phrases were. Sometimes it's hard to process it, absorb it, and read it at the same time. But I felt it. I felt that musicality. Just really wonderful, Rosie. Wonderful. An honor to read for you tonight.
Dawa, can you comment for Irish Rose?
Yes. Oh, I love her poetry. And beautiful read, Becky. I love her poetry. There's something about her wording and imagery that every time she surprises us, we never really see the same thing almost. Even though it's romantic, it could be romantic, but there's no repetition. For me, what she did the first two lines, beyond and beyond, she really took us beyond, really, by doing the first two lines. Everything is beyond and beneath. The image, the memory, something like lead to something else. A kiss lead to flashing and smiles. And there you can hear it, you can feel it, the echoing, the sinking of the heart. There's so much emotion that you really you can't help it but be captivated by it. And remembering to remember, life isn't always as it seems. It's more than a black and white. Just there is some realism in it, even though the imagery just take us beyond. But there's always this realistic, like take us back to earth. When I see, remember, life is not always it seems. It's more than a black and white, tangible rings floating through life, living beyond time. Not, I didn't mean it this way. I meant like if there is, how do you say this? Yeah, there is some realism, but it takes us to not in reality, but in a wandering land. I don't know how to explain that, but that's how I see it. It's just dreamy and really. So today is the dreamy day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I want to say goodbye and go dream. I'm just kidding. It's just beautiful. Really beautiful.
Haunting was the word that flashed through my mind, and I immediately just didn't mention it, Becky. But yeah, that was definitely the feeling I got. And the repetition of the single word as opposed to the long line was more like a rabbit punch. It hit you a little differently. And I really appreciated that about this as well. I'm wondering if it was the same form that Boo did actually. But I'm horrible when it comes to form, so ignore that. Jay, can you comment for Irish?
Yeah. She is a wordsmith. She plays around with words all the time. This repetitiveness that she does, it's kind of a brilliant thing that she loves playing with the language. And what she does is she not only takes the words, but she takes the sounds of the words, so that when you hear it, you hear something different within your ear. The beyond the beyonds, beneath the beneath, that just perks up your ears, and then you get something like deep in soul, music resounds, sounds like love inside. You get something that perks your ears up, makes you listen harder, makes you say, "Did I just hear that?" Echoing all around, in and out, flowing bands, and she does that, and it adds so much to the poem itself, and so much to the yearning, and so much to the desire, and so much to what's coming on. I think that she did a wonderful job with this, just like she does with so many of her poems. And it just jumps into a way that really makes you hear it better.
Awesome comment. I'm going to have to stop calling on you. You make me look bad, Jack. Just kidding. I guess Sweet Pea did drop?
Yeah, we lost Sweet Pea. Becky just had to get going. So we got Cindy, we got Salwa, and we got Boo and us.
So I think Cindy didn't comment yet?
I got to unmute. That's always a process.
No problem.
Well,
just drop it.
I think this is memories. And I think this is what she wants. And life doesn't measure up now. When does it ever? But the memories are really very beautiful. And they're about when we're 16 years old and we had this expectation. Maybe some people have it later, but I don't.
Thank you. Boo, you can have the last comment on this one.
Boo Bear. What happened to Boo? Where is Boo?
Sorry, I'm tripping. You know what? I'm using two different devices. So
she's dating
but I know. I can't multitask. Okay, try to remember. Sometimes it's gone before you want it to be, and all you really have is the memories. That's what it looks like here. Days drawn out in the sun, warm. Of better times, maybe when she was with this person. But when you have that person, you never forget, or it just subsides, but they always stick with you and stay with you in your heart. And it's beautiful the way that it moves. I mean, it's flowing, and then she's singing, and then hopeful at the end there. Remember to live. Remember to remember. Everyone likes that one. I like it too. You got to remember, or you're gonna forget. And it's gonna fade, and then it's gonna never have existed. So, and congrats on the front page pick here too. Great poem.
Awesome comment. Thank you, Boo. And Cynthia, I got you up. Or vice versa.
So, this is not going to be positive.
Just for you, Rack, she wrote one.
Yeah, when did I ever write positive? It's not exactly dark. Here's what you have, Boo. Randall maybe taught me how to write a song, because this one they're going to pick up. And I'm not musically inclined, but they'd like it.
Yeah, he'll be honored. I'll make sure he hears it.
I can say, this is what it's called. I can't say I tried. Installed garters. Slipping to behind manhandler, ripped it blind. It was only me looking fine. Don't want to hear you whine. They go wear sweats, and that you can damn well bet. Can't say I tried. Don't want to be glamour girl, is not I. More like a porcupine pie. Don't want to talk about the weather or your frigging mother. If your job is interesting, I'm already sleeping. Can't say I tried, don't want to lie. Politics is and I just might try. This ain't going nowhere. Don't have the sexist flair, more like Linda Blair. At green vomit, can you stare? Can't say I tried. Men have always lied, stupefied, and then I cry.
Wow, that is the perfect ending. For lack of a better word, the whining up until that point, and I mean, I don't mean that in a negative way, because I'm just describing kind of what you're doing, and yeah, and then I cried, because it does hit home, you know, the idea that you didn't try to begin with is a little depressing, but, you know, that kind of speaks to the mood. And then, you know, nobody even tries to jump over that bar to meet your expectations. They just, no matter how low you keep lowering it, they're just tripping over it. And eventually it breaks your heart. I appreciate this. I really do. Let's see what's up with that.
Oh, I love Cynthia. I really missed you, Cynthia. I'm happy you're back. I love her honesty. She's always like raw and honest. She's this kind of person you never, in reality, I'm sure she's like this. You never fear that she stab you in the back. She just will say it in your face. And I appreciate this. Just beautifully said. Here, you said it's dark. I think it's honest more than dark. I can't say I tried. Don't want to lie.
Well, it's definitely not positive, and when have I ever been?
This is positive she gets, okay?
Okay, I see that. I see the non-positive. I can see that. Can I say that men always lied? For you, I think you had such a, maybe, I don't know, I don't want to go there, but maybe you had a bad experience that really marked you so badly. That's where you're coming from, maybe. But I love how you say don't want to talk about the weather or your mother.
Your mother?
Sleeping. When I will say the word. Can't say I tried. I don't want to lie. Politics is just my try. I think you bring some issue that really is a problem in a relationship. I don't think it's really negative. You bring issue that no one is not addressed. That happens between people. And that's what kills the relationship.
Am I positive in this?
No. I think
positive out of it. Positivity out of it.
I tell you what I think. I see that you bring something that no one. No, but really you bring something that no one talks about.
It's true.
Not necessarily positive or negative, but this is what kills a relationship. So I think this is realistic more than positive or not. It's realistic and raw.
Yes.
So that's what I think. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to really flatter anything. I'm just being honest. But I love your writing for this.
I love it so much. That was always that.
and don't disappear again.
No promises.
A lot.
Hey, Boo.
Yeah.
Did you put yours on the topic board before? I know you read it already, but if you didn't,
I know I just put it on last minute.
Yes, you did put it there. It's there.
Yeah, I did.
Because I'm okay as long as you see it. Because I keep refreshing. I only see Lawrence and Lost Soul left.
No, we got. Let me see. We got Lawrence, Pretty Bird, Lost Soul.
No, we can't read. If she doesn't show up, we can't read hers. We don't have permission to play the audio.
Okay.
She said if she doesn't call, it can't be read.
Okay.
Okay. And we also have Rob's. Okay.
Oh, okay. Another one taking advantage of owning the joint, huh, Boo?
I know. I forgot earlier.
No, shut up.
I wrote like 3 different ones too for me.
Shut up. It's cool.
Besides, what you told me earlier, Rack, I own the joint.
I told you it's all right. You know, I mean, really, even if you didn't, it's cool. It's all good. Anyone that writes, I'm happy to play and take care of, and you know, get them read. That's kind of what it's about. I imagine Lawrence has an audio.
No. Rob has the audio, but we still need to have more comments for Cindy.
Can I come in?
Yes, please. I'm sorry, Cindy. I didn't mean to do that to you.
I think this is awesome. And this is, I see this a whole different way. This is someone saying, when they get to the point in their life where they're mature enough, they're smart enough, they've been there, they've done that, This is me. Take it or leave it. You either love me for all that I am, everything that I have, good and bad, or don't. And she's not putting up with it. That's how I see it, and I think it's awesome. The way that you read it was hilarious and fun. And I love what you say, when you're in love with the bitch next door. The title kicks ass. I love the title. I don't want to spend time with you and your mother. It's a straight up honesty. A lot of people feel this way, you know. I love it. I think it's great, and I love your personality. I love the way you write, and I love your attitude. It would change a thing.
It's funny that you mentioned that stuff, Boo, because, you know, this is, to me, exactly what this speaks of. You know, the person's individuality, you know, you got to play to your audience. She gets bored if you want to talk about politics. So, you know, anyone that knows her and has any shot.
I want to talk about politics. It's a forbidden.
Don't get her started.
Oh, no, I'm forbidden all the way. Boo, I love you. You're my main man. You got my back.
Yeah, I love you. I do got
to say one thing. Cindy, that mention of Linda Blair was a real head-turning mention right there. Excellent job.
Well, hey, it's just me. I write dark.
The title's hilarious, too.
Well, you write P. Green.
With balls, Cindy. You write with balls, Cindy. Don't change. Yeah.
Excellent piece, Cindy, writing for me tonight. I know you were struggling on what to put up, and eventually you put up with us. So, again, I appreciate that.
She told me she did just for you, Rack.
Yeah, it's not really my kind of writing, but
well, we got you a little exposure through the Blog Talk audience. We're heard in how many countries, Jay?
80.
A lot.
84.
A lot.
I think 84.
Over 70. We'll put it that way. How about that?
And how many of those are listening?
You
had to know that.
We've got at least
the
one
whole thing
listener
about
all the
it
way out
is.
of India.
Oh, it is going to bring that up.
We've got at least one listener
we
all
have
the way
a
out
map
of
that
India.
we get to. We have a map that we get to look at. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I can tell you this: our ratings have gone up. Right, Jay?
Yeah, and the thing about it is, those if the map disappears, that means the country hasn't listened for a while, and I can tell you that it's all over the place. We have more people, we have more countries in the world. We have the majority of them that listen to us on a regular basis, which is absolutely awesome. We thank everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they just ran and hid. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Of course, we always want more. You know,
and they ran to the radio to turn it up.
You didn't understand her joke. Because she said she read, so they ran and hid. She's funny.
Pump up the volume.
More, you know.
Damn.
Jay, if you don't mind reading for Lawrence?
Oh, I'd love to read for Lawrence. This is one of my favorite ones he's ever written. This is called When You're in Love with the Bitch Next Door by Lawrence 67. The Adventures of Nigel the Fat Cat and his homie Alfie. Alfie, the one that I adore. I'm in love with the bitch that lives next door, Nigel. But Alfie, no, that bitch is a whore. She gives it up to that black Labrador. I heard she rode it until she got saddle sore. That bitch is hardcore. She had 101 Dalmatians for an encore. From Chihuahuas to St. Bernards, she has been known to frequent the boulevards. And just in case, try to remember, you're not in the same race. Unless you transgender, your mind must be in a fog. Because you're a cat and she's a dog. End poem.
Hey, why did my neighbor write a poem?
I love the voice, Jay. That was beautiful. And yeah, this is an awesome poem. Talk about interspecies romance. Star Trek got nothing on this. Let me tell you. This is a great write,
That was
Lawrence.
my neighbor, Rack.
I'm sorry?
That was my neighbor, Rack. I'm just kidding.
That was your neighbor? No, the Star Trek had the first interracial kiss on TV between Lieutenant Uhura and William Shatner.
Yeah, that was
anyway,
nice.
yeah, that was supposed to be a groundbreaking show, and he had a lot of commentary that he had to fight with the producers over, and different things in different situations. But the idea between a cat and a dog, and one falling in love with the other, it's kind of a mismatched thing, and you could take that as a metaphor for life, because the whole Romeo and Juliet type thing falls into play with this. I mean, this has so many different ways you could read into it, but it's a wonderful children's story even. I really. Yeah, sure. The cat fell in love with the dog. The kids grow up thinking cats chase dogs. Tom and Jerry.
I don't know who Daddy is.
Is Tom and Jerry still on the air? The cat and a mouse, not a cat and a dog. Anyway, let me get you a couple of comments, Lawrence. Sin, do you do funny?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's funny, but I'll tell you something. I got a German Shepherd, and I have a pretty cat. Tell you about the German Shepherd and a pretty cat. You're like, no, this pretty cat, it does everything. It actually does. It looks like, and helpless. But then it calls it on. And I think some of this is actually talking to that. You're talking about transgender because there was one statement in it. But my dog loves a cat. And the cat ain't having nothing to do with it. It's a fucking whore. I'm sorry. And he just does all this. You know what I mean? He would go right in front of the dog and eat the dog's food.
Yep.
Yep. A cat's a cat.
Cat's a cat.
He's a bitch next door.
And then he would go jump wherever and just hey. Or he'll hang a paw down and come a little closer. It's the cat. It's the cat. And this poem expressed that relationship very well.
Hey, Sawa, do you have any pets?
I did have a cat. I lost my cat, and I had a dog, and I lost. I mean, they both died from kind of sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't understand the joke. I really didn't understand the joke. I really didn't get it. I didn't get the poem, so I really didn't. So
well, it's based on the premise of fighting like cats and dogs. This is the exact opposite of that. The cat and the dog aren't fighting. The one fell in love with the other.
Okay. I see.
They fell in love with the game.
And the whole thing about it is, the word bitch used to have a connotation for a female dog, and then
that's the literal yeah.
Yeah,
I missed that, Jay. I'm pointing it out. I actually missed that one. I missed it. The cat would have known it.
You get the last
word on it. Known it.
I think it's a whole. I think a whole different way, really. I mean, basically, she's the hoochie cat. You know what I mean? She's the town hoe, the town hooch, whatever. He gives it up. He's giving the forewarning, about her. And, there's a lot of bitches like this, I hate to say. But it's true. And, he still likes it. He's still there because, most men like that bad girl. They like that one that keeps them interested. They like that exciting one, just like women like the bad boys. That's what I see here. But his warning doesn't work because he still wants a piece. It's probably one of the best ones I did. Lawrence Wright, actually. And funny, too.
Awesome. we could put Rob up on the board next.
All right, we can do that. I got his SoundCloud ready to go, so here we go.
Two-toned interpretations. 1. Satellite jetty made of bones, hanging over the cosmic ocean, where we sit skipping stones. Fish and loaves on a depleted ocean, water and wine in drought. Geometric oscillation, puzzle piece limbs stride inside, seamless spikes and curves collide. Tentative tentacles pruning flower beds in gardens among foxes, Gothic tattoo reflections above skull shrines. 2. She stellifies above rubbled Jenga, he stargazes from a fool's tower, king and queen of a supernova kingdom. 3. Dandelion narcolepsy spreads like rice fields in open plain season. Corset unwinds to breasts divine, hands juggle strumming a spine. She is forever endless and enrobed in sailor-made knots and tailor-made ink blots. Closed galactic streets meet in a runway solstice where I kiss her feet.
That was unfortunate.
Oh,
was that
the ending bit? Yeah, the ending was good too. Should read the last stanza, Jay. That was really.
There is no last stanza. He said, "Where I kiss her feet." That's it.
Yeah, but we didn't hear that. I heard. And it's like, okay.
No, I heard the whole thing. So it played. It'll get rid of it during the playback because I heard the whole thing.
Did you, Rex?
I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, I heard the hit at the end, but I think it came just after, like right at the end when the audio cut off. But I mean, the whole thing was gorgeous, Rob. I love the language you used. In the beginning, when you talked about the loaves and the fishes, that brought to mind the biblical reference to feeding the soul and feeding the people and things like that. And then later on, there was another verse. And of course, now that I focused on the first one, that the other one pushed out of my head because I can only fit one thing at a time in my brain. But I really love the language that you used in this, and it flowed lovely. I mean, the thought was just a continual stride towards that relationship that we all kind of look for, that cosmic being. And all wrapped up in what you wrote, for this person that you're falling for, and you did a wonderful job saying so. A couple of comments, and I'll let you start with Linda, please.
Oh, Linda had to drop off. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I thought I heard her a second ago, actually. I get that must have been Sin. Go ahead, Sin.
Yeah, this is poetry. This is poetry like I like. I'm sorry, it is. I'm embarrassed I didn't write it. Whatever, little gains I had for whatever I wrote.
You did fine.
Anybody ever heard of Leonard Cohen?
Yeah. He's kind of a famous...
like that. His voice kind of sounds like that. It's very deep. It's very sexy. And throughout this, he's got such visuals. And there's deeper stuff I need to examine.
Yes. Very layered.
A few times, and I haven't yet. But there's deeper stuff in here, and there's a lot of deeper stuff in there.
Mhm. Yeah, he does a great job with his metaphors and making things very layered and open to more than one direction of interpretation. Almost makes you feel like
the name of the game.
Relating to you, right?
That's the name of the game.
Yeah. He did an excellent job. What'd you think, Sawa?
I agree with you, Cindy. This is very deep. I mean, the title kind of even indicates that two-toned interpretation. He already kind of warned us from the beginning. It's a vignette that we have to kind of really find the which tone. And I mean, from my first, no matter what, he always, of course, his voice and his wording and imagery are just always fabulous. You understand it or not, you're still captivated by the read. I have to read it multiple times, but I just see like from just on the surface, what is it? She's forever endless and robed in sailor-made knots. It's like talking about maybe he's the king and she's the queen. I'm trying to figure it out. And then close electric street meet and runaway where I kiss her feet. I think he is the king and she's the queen. I don't know. I have to read it multiple times, but that's what I see here.
I'm glad you mentioned that sailor's knot, because that was one of the other things that struck me, because the nautical the business of sailing, and they have to be able to tie sturdy knots to do a specific task and not slip, because if they do they lose the anchor or the sails themselves and they're stuck in the middle of the ocean. So the thing about a sailor's knot is like I guess a Boy Scout knot even, it's meant to do a purpose and a task. So there's a thing about it that's implied with that metaphor, that thought.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that, Rob. Jay, did you want to comment?
It's very clever, jumping from religion to science, to different factors within this. The spikes and the curves that collide. That's an interesting duality and almost something that does not work together and kind of works against each other. And I find the one thing I find is very interesting is the dandelion narcolepsy spreads like rice fields. Dandelions themselves are a type of plant that spreads like mad, spreads like crazy, and then to mix it with narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a condition where you can't help but sleep. That sleep grabs a hold of you all over the place. It's just spreading everywhere like crazy. And it adds so much dimension to everything within this piece, and it's quite interesting because of that.
Great thought. And Boo, you get the last word, Boo.
Well, the last two stanzas are just like the whole thing for me. She is forever endless, and that's just beautiful. And then closed galactic streets meet in a runway solstice where I kiss her feet. And I guess, I like the king and queen reference. It's cool. And it's just romantic, it's beautiful and moon-worthy and all of that stuff, and well written like he does. And then the voice on top of it all, just like, time you get to the end, you're like, I don't know, sweating. So, fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And I guess I missed my chance to say my thank yous on the air. It's about 10 minutes after midnight.
No, you still got you're still on air. We still got 20 minutes left.
Awesome.
Don't worry about it.
Well, let me before we get to the last. Why? Stop laughing at me. I thought it went off at midnight. So anyway, Eastern time. We're Eastern time people. I guess you know that because you're here, right? But for those of you who listen in on the radio, that's why you missed us, because we're Eastern time and you're probably not. Anyway, I have to take the time to just thank everybody that wrote for me. We definitely appreciate that, and have to thank Kevin because he gives us a place to hang out, and that's where all this poetry resides is on allpoetry.com. The group is called LaCosa Nostra, and if you stop by, it's free to join, and you'll be able to read all these poems there, and probably bump into some of the poems. Definitely, you can leave them messages and talk to us if you like. We definitely like the attention because poets are attention whores, and I have to thank Boo for making this possible. She's the one that sponsors LaCosa Nostra Radio, and Jay for doing all the heavy lifting in the background, especially because I could never do this without you because my eyes are shit. Let's be frank. And we've got, I think, only one other poem besides mine left for tonight. So I think we can get that one ready. I'm sorry?
Well, Boo, let's get done with these two first, and then we can do that.
Jay.
Who's she cheering?
She's saying, speed round.
What? I didn't understand.
You said there's two. Never mind, ignore us.
Okay. Well, I'll read Bob's poem then. Lost Soul 88, Wasteland of Memories. It goes like this. Standing on this rickety, uneven stool, balancing life, one wrong step, disillusion. Born to die, life's inevitable stranglehold. I was like slag being cast off in useless. Venom dribbled, her words hammered home, wishing I was on the seas with gilded sails. Seeds were sowed. My stain on life was ending, drowning in euphoric pain, sinful reminders. Life's interlude was a curtain call of torment. Love was finite. Anguish and death were definite. Looking for promise in this subjugated existence, these memories left me destitute with no hope. Liquid courage was needed for my decayed reality. Pain was palatable. There are no words that'll heal. The bottom of the bottle was never dry. One more shot. Disrepair was the guide. Absolution was my escape. End poem.
Wow. There you go. Bring the bottle again, huh, Jay? Wow.
Cheers.
This is great, right? Great read, Jay. And again, unfortunately relatable. I really like this. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest of drinkers, but there's some situations where it just
Go for it.
Bring it. Yeah, sometimes it's hardcore. Sometimes it really is. Personal situations and things aside, it's definitely metaphorical, if not an actual, literal place to turn. I can definitely relate to this. Can you comment for Lost Soul? It's so funny calling him Bob.
Boo, that was you.
Wait, what?
She hates going first. I'm sorry.
He wants you.
Yeah, can I wait a minute? Sorry.
That's okay. Sin, save us.
Anybody?
Marcel?
Yes,
Cindy.
Is she drunk?
No, Cindy's here.
No,
mute.
She might be on mute.
I'm mute.
I just have to hear my name.
I'm mute.
Okay,
What'd
so
you think,
like
Cindy?
I really identify with the first stanza. Me, I'm born to die. Life's an event in that, and no, I'm not drunk. It's an inevitable stranglehold. I was like slag, being cast off and useless. You know, when you're cast off and useless, a venom may dribble. A lot of things could hurt.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, a few beers may do whatever. Who really even cares?
Oh.
Absolution is what you're looking for. And in my opinion, that's the point of this poem.
No, absolutely. I think you honed right in on it. He wants absolution. That's what he was drinking for. He thinks he'll never find it, I think. And that's kind of what I got. What's your opinion, Jay?
Well, a lot of people don't realize what they're doing when they do cast those people off. How devastated that they can become, how beaten and run down that they can become. And who knows where they will end up. You've got to be careful with what you do in your life. You got to be careful with what you do with people, because people are the most precious things in our lives. And if we don't treat them that way, if we don't, remind them, if we don't, if we just totally, act like they're nothing.
Garbage.
Yeah, garbage. Then you know what? They're going to feel like garbage. They're going to start acting like garbage, because what we sow, what we plant, it's right there. Seeds were sowed. What we plant into people, what we sow into people, they can become that. And we've got to be careful about that, because, there are some people that just, they can't handle who they become, and they get affected by it. So be careful.
They don't have the armor.
Exactly.
Good point, man.
Sal, what'd you think?
This is really painful. I've been there, but for me, I don't know. Maybe everyone reacts differently. You have to have hope in life. Otherwise, there's really no reason to live. I agree with you, JCA. Definitely, we have to treat people. Sometimes people don't treat us nice. We can treat people nicely, but sometimes they don't treat us the right way. But then we have two choices. Either let them. We go to this pain. Each one of us have to go to this pain. When you are in pain, you have to go. But then you have choice to stay there in this darkness and choose to die, or you have to lift yourself up, because at the end, but you have to lift yourself up, because at the end, no one will lift you up but yourself. That's what I learned from my life, that I really have to lift myself up, because there's no one to lift me up, and I had to do it. Otherwise,
I agree.
Be gone completely. And that's
absolutely.
That's why I would have hope. Yeah.
I agree with that 100%, but not everybody. Not everybody's going to be like it.
I agree. Not everyone has this capacity to do it, and that's really sad. That's why it breaks my heart. Every poem I read, I feel his pain. So much pain in every poem. It seems like he can't get over it. And I hope he's not hurting and hurting himself, because that makes me sad. You can feel this, you can hear it, you can feel it. And I knew, Cindy, I have to say this to you, Cindy. I don't know why, I had a feeling that you will associate this poem, and it really breaks my heart too, with all my heart. I really mean it. It just made me sad here that you feel this way too, because life can be beautiful, even though we are lonely and we are alone, but still there is beauty in it, no matter what. Anyway, that I hope that he got his resolution, and you too, Cindy. On my heart.
I mean, the bottom line too is we're all poets and we're prone to exaggeration, and there's possibly, and I can't speak for sure, but there could be a touch of fiction to this, that he's just taking it to the extreme for the purposes of the emotion of the poem. But again, it's very relatable, and so is what Jay's talking about, because there's two factors involved in the emotion he's talking about.
Can I say something? I think that he's talking about a totally different woman. He's talking about a bitch who's just a man eater. Who's just a total fucking, you know what I mean? And just eats men, throws them out, and like treats them like shit. And she's not, she's one of those. I think that's what he's saying. I mean, that's what I get, because he's just really pissed off. Really, really hurt.
The thing of it is, though, bitch or no bitch, there's two things involved in that emotion. There's a combination of someone's poker face. You don't know how much they're playing or not. They're pretending to be okay, and you can't tell where the final straw is and what's going to actually break it.
He's actually rolled into addiction. To look at the last stanza, liquid courage was needed for my decayed reality. So what he saw, what happened, a totally different thing.
I think it could be a factor. That definitely adds to depression, to be sure. But again,
and shit, we all been there. I've been there.
Yeah. But I mean, again, the thought is, he's implying, and I don't agree with the thought, but he's implying, he was driven to drink. He wouldn't have picked up that bottle if he pushed. And what Jay's talking about is that final straw of, this is what pushed him. You didn't know what was going to break his K. He was treading water, and then all of a sudden, this happened, and he threw his hand. The guy throws his hands up and says, "Well, that's it. I'm done." I'm not playing.
That moment where you're never, you feel like you're dead.
I mean, I've ridden that merry-go-round hundreds of times. I've gotten up and dusted myself off and poured it out on the page. There's evidence all over AP, but it's an unfortunate reality, and this is how I deal with it. I put it on the page and I move on. It sounds like I'm whining, but that's my purge. Yeah. So this could very well be his, but the emotions.
Haven't you ever thought about somebody you lost and just been like, with the fact that they're gone overwhelms you? You can't even take it. It hurts so fucking bad that you can't even think about it.
And again, the loss that you're talking about could be anything from a tragic death to just getting broken up, and the person's alive and well down the street. Because that literally happened to me. I had a girl that was living with me for I don't know how many years, and when we broke up, she wanted to keep the kids in the same school zone, so she moved like 3 blocks away. And I saw her almost every fucking day.
And that's torture, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the reminder. That's all.
Yeah. Anyway. Yep. So yeah, there's different layers of loss too that you talk about. So it's hard to read unless someone gets specific, and that's why when I write a poem like that about loss, I kind of leave it open-ended so that people can interpret it however it applies to their life. Because again, there's some people that'll read it and think of their lost husband, and there's some people that'll read it and just think about a recent breakup. To me, the breakup is the least of the layers that okay, you're going to get over that one. It may take a while, but at some point, I think you're going to either decide that you're going to honor the emotion and write it out and say this is what I'm going to do with my life, or you're going to move on and say I'm not stupid enough to wait. And I shouldn't say stupid because I don't think it's stupid. I really don't. There's a degree of honor in feeling venerating that emotion in that way that not all of us can do or face. I mean, possibly.
That's like when you're at an all-time low. When you're just at that low, where you're just in that bad place, and until you can get over that place, you're never going to get anywhere else. And that place is a horrible place to be.
Well, again, it's not a wrong thing to tell someone that's wrong. They're making a conscious decision to do that, and knowing that they're doing it, it's their choice, and they know what they're in for, and they know it's going to hurt, and they know that this is what their heart means to them. Because let's just say they turn around and they say, "Oh, I'm going to give it up and start another relationship," and that other relationship haunts them. Because they're conscious of that fact that, well, if I turn around and I try and move on, this other relationship is going to tear down this new relationship, and I'm going to drag this other person down with me. And I don't want to do that to this other person, so I'm not going to start that relationship to begin with. It's such a vicious cycle, and it's such a personal thing. Nobody can make that decision for anyone else. And I don't think it's fair to even try and judge someone for it. It's there's times when you could look at it and say, wow, I really admire that person. And there's some people that'll look at it and say, you know what, he's an idiot. And both opinions have valid arguments that you could go on and on and on and on about. But at the end of the day, what's right for that person is that person's the only one that knows. And respect. They're the ones that make that decision. And as far as I'm concerned, I respect them for whatever direction they want to go. And at the end of the day, it's none of my fucking business. So it doesn't affect me. I'm outside of it. Hey, I feel for you. I really do. But, again, there's nothing I can really do about it either. So, I can relate. I could definitely relate.
Shit, me too, honey.
All right, we're gonna need. I gotta push this on and so we can get Rack's poem read.
We're gonna read you this time, Rack. Come on.
We'll end on a happy note. This is a happy poem, and it's brevity, so it's quick.
Yay! Happy.
Okay,
Isn't that what love's supposed to be? Happy. Joy.
No, so you ask some people that still tell you love is pain.
I know.
Here we go.
Twilight Embrace by Racontuer. As the warm, gentle glow of waning sunlight against the cerulean blue sky gives way, a canopy of constellations weave starlight interspersed with moonbeams. My arms delicately cradle your body close to mine, as if protecting a porcelain doll. The pulse of our hearts, as they threaten to burst from our breasts, pounds out a synchronous rhythm in our ears. We have only to gaze into each other's eyes to relive this moment captured there for all time. Amid the memories that we now share that were once only dreams. End poem.
Oh wow!
Slightly.
Yeah, this is cool. This is right where you'd want to be. That moment where you finally just cast everything off, and you're finally walking out of a dream, and you're into reality. Because there's a lot of us that live in dreamland, but I think this is brilliant, Rack. You grabbed this quite well. Sawa, what do you think?
Yeah, that's like written a year ago, but it's timeless actually, because the sincerity and the genuinity of that's what everyone wished for, even though as the warm gentle glow of morning sunlight against you said what is the call? I really can't find my words. I'm so tired. You said
blue sky.
Yeah, I can't find my words. How do you say that? You said. I'm really. Anyway, I'm gonna skip that. You have We can't speak. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. It's very romantic and show how much you really loved him. And you know, it's only a dream and it's a memory, but you capture it very beautifully. And in your the eyes relieve this moment, capture there for all time, matter what, and the memories that we know share, that we once only dreamed. Sometimes people dream and dreams come true, sometimes doesn't, and here you show how dreams can come true. I guess this has happened a year ago, or maybe it's a dream. It's just beautifully done. Set the tone for the poem. That's what I was looking for. So thank you. Sorry, I'm losing it. I really had a long day. My apology.
It's okay. Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy, what do you think?
Yes, Cindy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a clear, vivid expression of who he is and what he wants.
There you go.
But honestly, I'm not sure anybody can live up to it. His wife pictures and all that, and I'm envious. I wish I had those pictures. And I wonder if anybody can live up to it. I really actually do. This is so, I think it came from his heart and way down in his soul and his gut-wrenching. And I think on another level, we all want it. But I'm not certain anybody ever lives up to it.
Hi. Can I say something to Cynthia? May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cynthia,
your turn. Mike's in your court.
Okay. For you, I seen my father and mother lived it like this. I swear I'm not making this up. They loved each other so much, to the point when my father passed away, my mother just wouldn't have another love in her. And they both were married before. So it can happen. I really saw it. They loved each other so much. So yes, it can happen. Because I was witness of it. They had the ups and downs, of course, but they really loved each other so much. So yeah, here we go. It happened.
I think the ideal that you're talking about living up to is an adjustable bar that both people work to meet. Because like you say, it's not easy. There's a lot of work involved. So but at the same time, there has to be an understanding and acceptance. People are flawed, and people are flawed. And the trick is to fall in love with the flaws, because that's what makes us all individual and unique. So if you can look at someone and say, she stutters, but I think that's endearing because then I know who I'm talking to, or I don't know, and that's a stupid example, but you know where I'm going with that. It's just like something that you just kind of latch onto that's kind of a signature that you just find endearing. Like you look at them and you're like, that's mine. And other people look at the person, and some people judge them for it. And the trick is to not be the one that's judging them, and just embracing who they are. And that's how I think you have to be to make it work.
You go, boy. Well,
and Boo, you get the last say.
I think that you can never win, because when you're not in love, it hurts and you're in pain and you're hurt. But then when you are in love, you almost feel guilty for being in love because everybody else feels down. So it's like, shit, you can't really win. And, that's kind of like not really what I see in this poem. That's more like a personal opinion. But, it goes along with this poem, too. And, we all want that. But you got to accept, like you said, the flaws. Like my mom said, you have to fall in deep like first, And the fact of the matter is, two people have to show up every day. They have to want to be there. That's it, really. And if you don't, then you can't make somebody feel that way. But this is about a love that's like one in a million, with the room kind of thing. Like they were married. Like I've never seen my parents fight. They've been married 57 years. You look at those old couples that are out still holding hands, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. You want that too. That's kind of what this says. Captured there for all time. Everybody wants somebody to stay. We all want forever, but damn, sometimes it doesn't happen. It sucks. I wish it could. But, and I loved how you read it, Rack, and your voice, you know what I always say, made for poetry.
Sure.
Good job.
Absolutely.
And everybody deserves it. Not everybody deserves that, you know. Everybody could get it.
Yep. They say the only one that could really hurt you is the one you give your heart to. So, you know, it wouldn't hurt if you didn't care, you know?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. On all kinds of love, not just love, but, you know, friendship love, you know. All kinds of love, you know. Yeah. Love is tricky, the highest high, the lowest low, you know. True.
Yeah.
We could talk about that for days, Racky Poo. But as you know, I do.
You probably do it in your sleep, but I wouldn't know about that.
You're probably right.
Thank you, Sal, for sticking around. Thank you, Sin, for writing and calling.
Let me hear it one time, Salwa.
Oh, where's Boo? Raconteur.
That cracks me up. Oh, funny. Thanks, everybody. Anybody have anything to say?
I got a button to push. Got a button to push.
You got a button? Uh-oh.
No,
I should have just put
it's one of your piano.
Is it a love song? Let's hope so.
I don't know what I put. I don't know what I put.
Uh-oh. Thank you. Over the rainbow.
in tomorrow for some poetry with Boo and Jay.
That's right. That's right. Oh, wow. That was amazing. All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you very much.